Hi there, and welcome back to Roll on the Adventure. We're currently on the cathedral world of Solace, and we're playing Splendor of the Stars. I should probably mention that. Cue the intro. Roll.
Roll
on the adventure. Roll on the adventure.
Roll.
I will get you a canned intro someday.
Someday, not soon enough.
I mean, I can teach y'all to harmonize. It just takes a bit of patience.
And you have to keep redoing it every time we get new people on.
True.
So yeah, you've just finished off your first, your first event of the game, which was the soiree in the West Ballroom. You think you've worked out a chance to do something about this whole Void Mother thing? The Cardinal's going to be giving a grand speech that's going to be broadcast all around the various cathedrals on this holy world. It's going to be a big day for Logos Kalak, and you think that's the ideal time to take his trump card out from underneath him.
Well, he is distracted.
Yes. In the meantime, Lady Iora has gotten in touch with you. The Cardinal is currently reworking some of his defenses. I mean, almost like he thinks people might be out to get him. And as such, he's invited a bunch of well-connected people from the arms trades to come take a tour of his existing facilities. And Lady Iora has got you invites to come along. What's your cover story going to be?
Ooh, individually, huh? Or as a collective cover story?
You can go as a group or you can go individually.
I have an idea for individually. So it's up to you guys, really.
I think we might be tripping over each other if we do individually. It might be better to go as a group.
I agree. Something in the realms of if we've got these arms dealers showing up, maybe we can frame ourselves as military tacticians.
Ooh.
Yeah, that sounds alright.
Yeah, coming from different nations across the galaxy, elite masterminds in the art of interstellar war.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Awesome. So, do you have a name for yourselves as a group? Your cover story group?
How about title drop, the Star Spenders? No, we're military technicians. No one would take us seriously.
I mean, if it was like Splendor in all caps, and they're like, "What?" and they're like, "It's an acronym." What's the acronym for? It's classified.
Yeah.
Yes. You don't need to know.
The last person that, well, let's just say we're still cleaning them up.
Okay, so we're gonna open this scene in the halls beneath the ballrooms. We're not like in the depths of the spire where common people live. We're sort of in the middle where a lot of the sort of infrastructure lies. The fusion power plants and all that business. There's a lot of electrical hum and things in the background. Like huge open spaces, 14-story drops, like really precarious catwalks.
Lots of thrumming, weird technological things and energy sparks.
Yeah, you'll notice that the Cardinal and pretty much everyone else, they sort of float when they walk. They're probably wearing like suspensor belts.
Yeah.
Just in case they trip or someone pushes them. However, there will be a group of people who are going to be like a local armorers guild. They make all the really fancy swords. There's the obviously the other guests. They're not really the people you need to be working on. They're kind of a bit too ephemeral to have much to do with this. There is the head of security. And there are some people that you recognize from the party, but didn't say a lot.
Okay.
you'll recognize them. They're in completely and utterly different outfits. Are you in completely and utterly different outfits?
No. For me, at least.
Yeah.
Same scary, well, slightly weird-looking black quasi habit.
Is it in like a different slight cut in that?
Yes.
No, I guess Chris has a shiny variant, as it were. When
Is that the rare version? 5-star
Yeah.
version?
Ding.
Most people are carrying arming swords, by the way.
He the version that was at this party was like a deep red, but this one is a black to navy blue gradient top to bottom.
Yeah.
And definitely looks more military than before.
Cool.
Does it still have the same cutouts, or is it more?
Oh yeah, there's still the chest cutout because that's just in everything that he owns.
Because why would you not?
Yeah, why would he not?
Sure.
You know that one like shot in the animated version of the Beauty and the Beast where Gaston is like, and every last inch of me, every last inch of me is covered in hair, and he just kind of like pulls his chest open. It's that.
Oh, that. Yes, that.
So is anyone else dressing differently?
No, I think my well, no. Let's see. We are going for a professional meeting, aren't we? So I'd
Yes.
say more of a formal skirt this time, not an evening dress.
Yeah.
Still a skirt, but very militaristic, but still the same colours. So, silver and blue, which actually works well in this context.
Yeah. Cool.
A good point about it being formal wear. I guess Chris is wearing a tie that kind of flops uselessly over the chest cutout.
Oh.
Beautiful.
I think Juno they've changed their mask, so now it's like metallic.
Okay.
And
Oh,
the nose has almost like a razor's edge on it.
Ooh.
So like they've gone full metal. And their cape is like a deep red with a golden fur outline, and it's a bit raggedy at the bottom.
Stylishly raggedy.
Yeah. They're wearing these like deep black overalls, basically.
Cool. Right then. And you know what stats you're bringing?
Yep.
Cool. Who wants to go talk to who? Who's going to put stats where?
Okay.
Is there anyone you want to particularly go talk to before we work out where the stats are going?
Yeah, no, I think Chris is interested in the arms dealers.
Yeah.
With their shiny swords, and the previous guests.
Okay. Yeah. Right then. So yeah, you'll get chatting. There's some of the people that are armed aren't particularly just to be proud of their weaponry. Like one guy actually has a pistol, like one of the arms dealers, which is totally not sporting. But you can tell that the cardinal and the guests that came around from the last party, they've got very, very nice weapons. Like incredibly well made. They're all swords, but they're all slightly different. The actual ornamentation is absolutely beautiful. There's layers upon layers of like filigree and like lattice works, and they seem really quite solid as well, like well balanced. And they're kind of looking down on anyone that doesn't have like one of these, pretty much. And
okay.
if you're talking to some of the people that are being looked down on about them, they'll kind of motion over to a small group of people who have been kind of at the back and who are part of the Armorers Guild. They've got a nicer name than that, but I can't off the top of my head think of a good one.
It's all good. I guess if they're being looked down on, they're probably being referred to in a rather...
Yeah, well, they're not being looked down on. The Armorers Guild isn't being looked down on. It's
just called the Armorers Guild for now.
Yeah, there's always Armorers.
Most holy and ancient order of that kind of thing. Goes
on for a while, yeah. But yeah, that's the thing. There are the two kind of power groups here. There's the sort of inner circle type people, and there's the Guild of Armorers. the arms dealers, they're here to provide a service. They're not really here to become part of the crowd. So yeah. Anyone else want to have a bit of a schmooze before we put the numbers down?
So I'm going to try and look over talk to the head of security, see if he's got any potential weaknesses, or just see if I can see what security he's actually in charge of.
Cool. Right. So Mandaris Oldovat is an incredibly tall gentleman. He's not like as wide as he is tall, but he's not exactly far off.
Okay.
Got massive shoulders. But again, he's almost 7 feet tall to back it up. And he carries himself with this it's an amazing swagger. He goes where he wants, he does what he wants, kind of thing. And he's got a weapon at his side, which is, you reckon, probably one of the more effective ones here.
Is it another sword or something more techy?
It's hard to tell because all the connectors and things are nicely hidden, but you think it's some sort of energy blade.
Cool.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So does anyone else want to do anything? You've kind of got the picture of the three people that are in play at the moment. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you want to put your numbers down? Amy, do you want to use your ability?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to use my ability. So just as a quick thing, our options really are what?
The armorers, the sort of guest that stayed from the last time, and the his official title is Champion of the Court.
I'm going to get information on the Champion of the Court.
Cool. And what stat are you going to use?
I'm going.
What are you
to...
going to ask for? Sorry.
Yeah, that's the power. So I'm going to ask what they are strong against. In other words, what would be weak on them?
Adaptability.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't use adaptability. That is fine.
Yeah. And dice, people.
I thought I would. So is it all the guests from last time?
Only a handful.
The reason I asked that is if the lady's there, I thought I might do a follow up. Just continue the process of gradually endearing her to us.
She's not here this time.
Okay.
Okay. So who wants to put down their stuff first? Because I think people should do it in order.
I'll continue to be bold and go first, rushing in recklessly, because that is basically what Chris Flamberge is all about. So just so I make sure that I've got my notes correct, the small group of guests are the kind of inner clique, including this champion guy.
No, well, they're an inner clique, including the cardinal.
Ooh.
You've got a feeling they might be a sort of power behind the throne.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's cool. That'll do the thing that I want to do, actually, because let's go and cause a scene. So, Chris wants to use coordination on this inner clique, in that he's going to call out one of them and say that he is a weak duellist and will not survive the space winter. I will take his place in honorable combat.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and what you're doing, and how many points is that?
My coordination is 8.
Cool. And what's the other one you're doing?
Oh, by the by, I should probably mention that my power, as the adaptability power, pick one status is never weak for you this game, which I've chosen to be coordination.
Okay, you don't have to pick it until it comes up.
Okay.
Pro tip.
Yeah. I in character, I figured it would be appropriate for the other stat I want to use is suave.
Against,
which is against the arms dealers being all like, hey, what do you know about making secret weapons? Hey.
Oh, the Guild of Armorers. Cool. Yeah. So suave against them. Cool. How many points is that?
Not as good. It is. Oh no, it's actually pretty alright. It's 7. I'm a very average character.
Cool. Yeah. Next.
I'm gonna go for the armorers first, and I'm going to use adaptability.
Cool. And how many points is that?
8.
Cool.
And for the champion of the court, I am going to use. They were strong. They were strong to adaptability. I'm going to use coordination.
Cool. And that's how many?
5.
5. Right then. Next.
I'm going to use eye for detail on the head of security.
Okay, and that's how many?
8.
8.
And then my coordination on the other party guest, which is 5.
Cool.
Hell yeah, back me up in this duel.
I'm going to use Suave on the armorer,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to use
How many is that?
that's 8, and
Yeah.
I'm going to use my other 8 eye for detail on the guests.
The inner clique, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's how many?
Yeah.
That's another. I said that's the other 8.
Okay. Got 1, 2. Yep, that's all the numbers. Great. In that case, I think it's only fair if Chris von Bayers takes the lead against the inner clique.
21 D10. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, that's really good. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's 14 with 2 ones.
Holy crap.
3 have exploded.
Wow.
That's an A. And so that is an additional success.
So that was how many total?
I'm
15?
counting again because my memory is terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 in total with 2 ones.
Wow, that was a very good roll.
Yeah. I think I'm going to fuck this guy up.
Wow. The thing is, though, you don't just have to fuck them up. You just have to leverage things so they're not supporting the cardinal.
Oh yeah, no. This is when I'm not necessarily going to run him through. That would be messy. I would
be a
get
bit
blood
rude.
on my incredible outfit.
Yeah. It might get you not invited to the next party as well.
I mean, they might find that amusing. They seem to be quite capricious with human lives.
Yeah. Fair enough. And so, yeah, they're now the armorers. That is 23.
Mm-hmm. Who wants to roll that one?
I'm going to get all the rolls done and then we'll...
I'll do that.
Sure.
Okay.
Forgot to ask if anyone wanted to replan, but you hit no weak, like strong or weak ones.
1, 2,
Mhm.
3, 4.
Oh, I might have missed one.
8,
Oops.
9,
Womp
10,
womp.
11, 12, and there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rerolls. So
How many ones?
1, 2, 2.
Right.
We've been rolling
And
very
I need
well
to
this
do
game.
explosions.
Mm.
That is 3 additional successes, so 15.
Yeah, that's a lot.
We own. Goodness.
Yeah,
do.
you have... While this whole chaos is going on, you can get chatting with the armorers. We'll go into what that exactly means after we've rolled our 13 dice on Mandaris Odor vote. So, someone who's not rolled yet, do you want to roll those dice?
All right, 13 dice.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, roll. Ooh, that was good. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hits. 2 of them are explosions, and one of them's a 1.
9 hits and one of them's a 1. Cool.
Yep. So I will re-roll the 2 explosions. Both failures, and another 1.
Okay. Yeah. So we have 2 like that.
So 9 hits, 2 ones.
Cool. Yeah. That was a very good roll.
Mm-hmm.
Not rolling so well. You're messing my numbers up.
You can't even blame us. It is the dice roller apps we're using.
Don't blame Dungeons and Dragons.
So, like, they're having serious talks about, installing. Yeah, they're on about getting like golem servitor things, to protect the upper floors, and they're on about commissioning them from some of these arms dealers. The inner circle are occasionally like chiming in with questions. Not really demands or anything. They're just asking a lot of questions. And yeah, they're they're kind of taking the attitude that pretty much everyone here has been.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So how are you gonna swing this?
Chris moves into the fray. They have gained lanyards. They're part of their ruse of their disguise of being part of S.P.L.E.N.D.O.R, all caps, military experts. And they're like, yes, indeed. I am I made an alias name for myself and I've lost it already. Shit. Yes, I am Major Ensiform, which means sword-like. You, good sir, and points at the a random one of the crowd of
me.
Yes, you. I've been observing the questions that you've been asking, and I find them very, very suspicious.
Well, what could you possibly mean? Suspicious?
Yes, indeed. You seem to be finding out all of these finer details, asking about the weaknesses of the strategy and where it is, and you've been writing down an awful lot, and I'm very, very wary that your questions maybe you actually might have nefarious purposes for them. So I'm calling you out.
Nefarious purposes?
Yes, indeed.
Of course I would want to know the weaknesses of any strategy employed here, so that I could so that I know whether to employ
you
some.
Probably shouldn't be broadcasting those out, should you? And he holds up a smartphone, because this seems to be a very tech feature kind of thing. And he's got a fake version of this. He surreptitiously took a photo of this guy's face and has made a fake Twitter account of hey, go to this secret link here for all the weakness details of this platform.
Space.
What?
Space Twitter.
Space Twitter.
You dare to accuse me?
Well, if you have a problem, sir, then how about you duel for it? You can prove that you are truly the military expert you say you are if you're asking such questions.
Think you might be in the wrong place.
Oh, are you calling me? Are you backing down in front of all your peers? How shameful!
No, however, it is the Cardinal's court, and in the Cardinal's court, the master of the court decides who duels. She looks towards the Cardinal. The Cardinal nods towards Mandaris. The champion of the court shall decide this. Mandaris Odovort steps forward and draws his energy blade.
Nice. Chris, aka Count Ensiform, runs a finger down his right sleeve, and it seems to kind of pull a long wire until he kind of stretches it out the other end, and it sticks out straight as a ruler, and then snaps his fingers with the other hand, and it into an electrified fencing saber.
So it's like a memory rapier kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And then you duel.
Hell yeah.
You're... Oh man, he's way too big to be moving that quickly.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, I understand as a fellow with way too much upper body space how that goes, how it be.
Yeah,
the struggle is real.
It's him and Chris kind of there and back. The crowd are loving it. This is quite the show. He is using quite a showy fencing style.
Mm-hmm.
It's very obvious that this is not. He is fighting for a crowd here.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't seem to be his instinct.
Hmm.
He's got that look where his instinct is to just stab people, but he's got to put on a show to make it look good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But no, and
you go ahead.
About a minute and a half into this fight, and that's quite a long time of swinging a sword very, very.
Mm-hmm.
You get the feeling he's starting to really enjoy this.
Oh yeah, they're both grinning like idiots as they continue to slash. I think over time, they start to ease their way off what would be the kind of fencing piece, and it starts making its way across the room. Just the duel continues as it
Yeah.
kind of goes over tables near curtains. It's making a mess.
Yeah, there's a bit where he like clicks his gravity boots and starts clinking up the wall as he backs off.
Mm-hmm.
And then so you're like now fencing vertically,
Oh, hell yeah.
like going up the side of this like large like housing for some sort of energy conduit.
Mm-hmm. Everybody is, I assume, very distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, we're gonna leave that for a moment. And who's
That's
talking to
fine.
the armorers?
I'm talking to the armorers.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's fine. Juno will be sort of hovering behind you, menacingly.
Cool.
So I think I'd like to, just know a bit about the weapons being sold, and yeah.
Yeah, they're grumbling because like they're being kind of overstepped here.
Over what?
They're kind of being looked over. The Cardinal's buying from off-world when they could probably have made everything he's asked for.
I get it. He's going to a cheaper. He's undercutting them.
Basically, yeah. So they're a bit annoyed. He's not been sort of patronizing them in the same way that he used to. They're like, but he doesn't need it. Doesn't need any of these things. Just needs the guts to use what he's already got.
So yeah, I think I'll see if I can stoke some of that discontent further.
Yeah, you do. You're
Do I need to roll?
they're basically, yeah, we're gonna need to find alternative sources. We can't just be a tame guild anymore. Not if he's gonna do things like this. I mean, Mandaris is a wonderful swordsman, but why isn't he using the sword we made him?
It's a lack of
Ooh.
respect, is what it is.
You get a text. You get a text middle of this conversation because Chris put in some dice towards swathing these guys up, and it is blueprints for the memory sword that he's using. It appears to be custom made, and he's like, sell it to him. You look in the background. He's continuing to fence. He's on his phone.
What do you mean sell it to them? As in show them sell them the designs, or
Hell yeah, sell them these designs. If they want something cool that the powers that be might want or don't have, then hell, that might be an advantage.
okay, I've got it. You see that sword my colleague is wielding?
Yeah.
Well, if you would happen to like one just like it, that is something I could arrange.
We make our own weapons, thank you.
I text back,
Rip.
thank you for that brilliant suggestion.
You were talking to the Armorers Guild.
Mhm.
Yeah, you do see Juno's shoulders shake, but you don't hear them laugh.
You get a shrug emoji back.
Yeah. Anyway, quickly. Yeah, Mandaris kind of does some weird vault thing.
Mhm.
Oh man, that kind of, you had to twist quite awkwardly there.
Mhm.
It sort of breaks your phone concentration. But yeah, he's really loving this. You know, this is a good fight for both of you.
Yeah, yeah.
And after about like 5-6 minutes of this constant like fast sword play, the Cardinal just calls halt.
Do the gravity boots immediately turn off of that and we fall off the ceiling and land back down on the floor? He probably lands fine, I faceplant.
We can do if you want.
Hell yeah.
Well, they're your gravity boots, not his.
Oh, I assumed we both had gravity boots and were fighting very stylishly.
Oh yeah.
This entire time. He's used to stopping on command. I am not.
Yeah.
And with the kind of tension broken, yeah. I don't take that very well and just kind of like face plant.
Fair enough. You this has gone. You'd land quite badly, but he looks towards Mandaris, like kind of like he's expectant of something. Mandaris looks, my lord, in that duel, I believe that he is telling the truth.
Yes, yes, of course I am. Why would I be fabricating these blades are true?
No man fights with such joy to protect a lie.
Visibly sweating. Of course.
This was a man fighting for his reputation. So yeah, you've managed to pull the wool over on Mandaris quite well. The armorers looking a bit.
Sorry, I did have something further I wanted to add to the armor conversation.
Cool.
Basically, so it may not be my place to say this, but I've often found that when I'm dealing with clients who seem, shall we say, to take me for granted, removing the service for long enough for them to miss it is usually the way to go.
They kind of look at amongst each other. There seems to be a bit of a consensus there. Right. So yeah, wow, that's a lot of stuff done there. That'll be the end of the scene, the end of the event, and we're gonna pull back. And yeah, you have flipped over the 6 of Swords for the Guild of Armorers. Which means that you can now build them up as an asset. They do get in touch with you later, asking if you're after any, high-end weaponry for your military endeavors. They seem to have really bought into your we represent a large military tactical.
I think we should probably buy like at least one thing to be polite, and also otherwise they'll just think that we're con artists. I mean, we are, but
Very
Also
true.
I mean, we are con artists.
but we don't want them to know that.
but also just to make ourselves look a bit more realistic.
A sample package. Give us the, a chocolate box of various weapons that you have.
So yeah,
And some actual chocolate.
right then, a day or two before the big speech, there is the next of the dining club endeavors. Your fake membership into the dining club is still valid.
Ooh, okay.
So you are free to go. You're pretty sure the Ornamental Prophet is going to be there. Obviously, the dining club are going to be there. Lady Iora's also going to be there. And yeah, that's the people you know are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you doing? This is the last event before we move on to the final phase of the game. We have to do it fast because we're running out of time.
Yeah. I think. Actually, I'll let somebody else. Shall I continue to take point, or shall someone else take point this time?
I know. I think you're good at it.
Yeah,
And
you're
then-
good at it.
Thank you.
Cool.
I am going to be using Suave and Eye for Detail, I think, in this
Cool.
phase. Both of them are 7, just to call them in advance.
Yeah.
I want to spend the Eye for Detail on the Prophet.
Cool.
This is like following him around and solving his linguistic mysteries.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And Suave, because I think we have more clues now, I think, to be able to pull something useful.
So once you arrive, you'll realize that Mandaris is also there.
Ooh!
Mm.
Yeah, and Suave on Mandaris.
So yeah, cool. Sorry, I was gonna do a little bit of an intro scene and show him there, but we went straight into the dice. So that's good.
Hell yeah!
This is the plan. Cool.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna put Eye for Detail on the Prophet again.
Cool. And that's Sunny.
Yep. And what were the other options? So, Madaris.
The dining club, Lady Iora, who's currently flipped over, so you can turn her into an asset.
I'm going to do that and going to use Suave.
I'm going to join you
Yeah.
in suaving the lady.
Suave is 7, Eye for Detail is 8.
And I've already.
Sorry, I don't know if we missed something there. So I've not got either of your things down at the moment. So can we go back and do that bit again?
So, okay, what I said was use Eye for Detail on the Prophet.
Yeah,
8.
that's 8.
Use it was Suave on the lady, and that's
Yeah.
a 7.
Cool. Right then, and who's next?
I'm going to also suave on the lady, which is an 8.
Yeah,
And can you remember so it's the Prophet and who else?
the Prophet, the Champion, and the Dining Club. There's 4 in this scene.
And Eye for Detail on the dining club.
Okay, and that's how many?
That's also 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, I'm going to use Eye for Detail on Iora to try and help her plan
How
a
many?
getaway and so forth. Eye for detail is 8.
Yep.
And I'm going to use Suave on the dining club just to charm them and butter them up a bit more, which
How many is
is
that?
7.
Cool. So that's 8 numbers. Right. So this is in the East Ballroom this time. So it's considerably darker. There's kind of like a nocturnal theme going on. There's a lot of bats.
Space bats.
You're not sure if they're real bats or like like faux android bats or
Faux bats.
something else entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Now, where do we want to go first? The dining club, infiltrating the dining club. They do seem pretty like on the cardinal side.
Mm.
So who's going to be running that one? There's no need to replan because you've not triggered any negatives. I don't think, unless I missed something. You've been doing quite well of avoiding those by the looks of it.
By the by, did none of us pick flamboyance? I love that.
No.
We're just all super straight-laced.
Flamboyant 2.
Nobody picked flamboyance. It's great because, like, out of character, flamboyance would have been super strong in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Right then. So yeah, the dining club. Who's infiltrating the dining club? Who wants to roll your 15 dice?
I can, as I've not rolled anything yet.
Oh,
Cool.
my bad.
So let me just put that into my online dice roller thing. So there are 2 1s and 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, one of which was a 10,
So re-roll the 10.
which was a success.
Cool. So that's 5 totals.
So 5 successes. Yep, 5 successes and 1 1.
Cool. Yeah. So the society were pretty firmly on the cardinal's side. You and the others are kind of making this bit of a campaign of misinformation and distrust.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to prevent any extra things happening. Yeah, it's there's a few people there that don't seem to take it too well. They seem to kind of see what you're doing almost, not conclusively, but getting there. So that
We need to be a bit more subtle.
those words might have made it elsewhere. Cool. Right then. And now to roll for Lady Iora.
I'll do that. How many dice?
That will be 23.
3d10. Go.
She's our bestie. So hopefully.
That is not great this time for once. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just double check that. That should be only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
5.
Now there's 1.
And how many ones?
1. However, I took the power for Suave, so that counts as a 2.
What power, sorry?
Suave.
Ones count
power.
as 2s.
One's
On
count as
Suave,
2s. Okay, yeah.
So there can be no failures.
Cool.
which is good because only. And one. I've got to re-roll my thingy, don't I? My explosion.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I rolled 23. Oh, just another 5. So yeah, only 4 successes.
Okay, so you've created an asset on Lady Iora, which is great.
Mhm.
She's now you kind of got her thinking that she's definitely going to be on your side when it all comes crashing down. You've convinced her that you can get her away from this place to somewhere safe, like somewhere where she can live the sort of life she's accustomed to.
Can we just get her to stab him in the face with her heel or something?
She's not that much of an asset. She's not gone that high.
I'm sure Stiletto would be really sharp if she put her mind to it.
I do have a pair of sword heels you can borrow if you need them.
Well, trained in Venusian sword heel.
Okay, so who's chatting with Mandaris?
Just me.
Okay. And
So I get to roll 7.
7? Yeah.
Rapidly reducing the number of dice I'm rolling. Okay, 7d10. Boop. Pretty good actually, considering it's just 7d10. 5 successes, no failures.
Oh wow,
Wow.
that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah.
Does he become my asset now?
No.
Boo.
No.
But we could fight together.
Yeah.
I've seen your sword style dueling with just for showboating, but when you actually could try, you could take on the world.
Very few of outside these halls seen me fight. Very few people have seen me fight seriously. Maybe one day.
I look forward to it.
When we're both tired of life, eh?
The last thing we'll see are each other's blades. It's beautiful.
Indeed. You're getting along really well with him. He's
Mhm.
just he's still doing his job. He's still professional
Okay. Womp womp.
for now.
Okay.
Right then. Again, and finally, Andrus, the ornamental prophet, who is that people aren't necessarily talking to him as much today because he's going on about fire from the skies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's on a bit of a
It's kind of a bummer.
he's on a bit of a downer mood. So does anyone want to roll the 15 dice for speaking with Andrus?
Do you want to take that?
Do you want to do that, Sedna?
Okay, how many dice?
15.
Okay, let's hope these dice are better dice.
Mm-hmm.
Then also blame you.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. No, they are worse dice, which means it's all your fault, Purple.
What have I done this time? I mean, I know what I've done. So go on. What's happened?
3. It's what type of roll was that? Does the one apply?
The
one thing.
You can only use that once on one roll per event.
All right, so yeah, that's 3 successes and 1.
Oh no, it's only on Suave dice. Oh, we should have been tracking that.
Mm-hmm. This has been eye for details that we invested in this, so
Yeah.
So it's 3 successes and 1 failure, as in one bad failure.
Oh, okay.
Love, is it?
Right then, in that case, so yeah, and the more he talks to you, the more agitated he's getting. Like he's not like he keeps stuttering, which you've not seen him do before. It's like some of his mental enhancements are interfering with each other more than usual.
oh dear. I feel really bad for this guy. Holy shit.
Yeah, he kind of just looks at Senna. But why do you want it? Kind of looks at you kind of mad and wide-eyed. And then kind of his arm stops working. And he kind of just wanders away to the buffet and just starts shoveling small little pastries into his mouth with his other arm. Yeah, that didn't go too great.
No.
Oh, well.
You do also Lady Iora's kind of goes over to pick up another glass of champagne, and he kind of says something to her, looks her dead in the eye, and there's a moment of almost lucidness, and he says something to her, and she looks kind of shocked and kind of worried for a moment. Yeah, so that's the night party. There's a period where all the bats light up with bioluminescence and flit around in a choreographed dance. So swarm behavior, only set to music. Pretty good show. It's a pretty reasonable party.
Yeah.
And we're gonna jump to the final bit now. So everything is going to be in play.
Okay.
So we have the Inner Sanctum, the Dining Club, the Guild of Armorers, Lady Iora, Andaris, Mandaris, and of course, this is your chance because he's too busy at the moment. So you think you might be able to get into his personal chambers where you believe he keeps the Void Mother.
Okay.
So if we all try to put dice towards the Void Mother,
The
You
Void
can
Mother.
roll something absolutely obscene.
You also have dice on Lady Iora, and the Guild of Armorers can be turned into an asset this time if you want. Remember, you get to put 2 lots of things down, so be careful what you pick.
I think we should go with Lady Aurora because no one's going to search her, so she'd be great for smuggling stuff out.
I think, yeah, the Void Mother and the lady.
Are you just going to go for those 2?
Those are 2 I will be going for. So someone should probably cover.
The armorers.
Yeah.
Ideally, we want to try and cover as many things as possible, which is getting enough dice to actually make it worthwhile.
Bear in mind that, yeah, Lady Iora, if you roll successes on her, that's just going to give you more dice to put to something else.
So,
I
that's,
see.
you're kind of
Okay,
be
so
trading
there's no reason
twice.
to.
It's a
Um,
bit of a bad deal in
okay,
this
then
phase.
I'll put something down on the armorers and the Void Mother.
The armorers are the same. They're currently an asset, but you haven't put anything else into them.
So there's really only one choice.
Well, there's the inner sanctum, the dining club, Mandaris, or Andaris, or Andris, or the Void Mother.
Well, shall we assume that all of us put some dice into Void Mother?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So go for it. Yeah. How many? Are you putting everything into Void Mother? So what are you going for first? Like which stats?
Okay, let's go for adaptability, because I have a feeling removing the Void Mother is going to be a trial. So getting over any kind of weird problems will be very much an adaptability roll.
Cool.
However, I am going to if I turn Mandaris into an asset at this final stage, what happens?
It will basically mean that he doesn't contribute anything to the
trying to stop us.
difficulty of the Void Mother roll.
Yes. So yeah, I will make my final roll coordination to see if I can just get over the finish line in convincing Mandaris to help.
How many dice is that?
Both of those are 8.
Cool, 8 and 8. Great. Now, anyone else want to go next?
Do
Uh,
you want to go?
Yeah, sure. I'll put Suave into the Night Mother because, well, you need to. This is something we'll really need to look like we belong there for.
8 or?
Yep, 8. And I'm going to put Eye for Detail onto the club because they don't like us, and so it feels like someone should have an eye on them.
How many is that?
That's also 8.
Cool.
Sick.
And next.
Okay, I'm going to put adaptability into the Void Mother. That is 8.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to use anything here, or?
Yeah, well, you should have come in with 2 stats, but it doesn't really matter. So, what are you?
Okay.
It's whatever you would have picked.
So
where are you putting it?
Eye for Detail on. Guys, give me a hand here. What's our best option?
Do you want to use your power?
Yes.
You can ask me the strength of one of them, and I'll tell you if it's higher or lower. That's the current number of dice in its pool.
Right. Okay.
If you're wanting to work out, so you can ask me what one of those values is if you want. Well, tell me a number, I'll tell you if it's higher or lower.
Right. So, what's ones that we currently know aren't assets?
The sort of inner clique, the dining club, Mandaris, and Andris.
Let's do Mandaris.
What number are you going to pick?
I'm going to pick 5.
Lower.
Okay, so he's not that resistant.
I should be able to take that then with my 8. I have good odds.
I will go Eye for Detail 8 on Andaris.
Andris. Yeah.
Yep.
I got it. I got that wrong earlier. Because your fantasy names, and it's just Chris now.
Okay, so I'm going to use Eye for Detail on the Void Mother to try and.
With how many?
That is 8.
Cool.
And then adaptability on the dining club to, if nothing else, try and keep them busy.
Yeah, that's a strong one as well. Great. And what's this?
Yep, that's 8.
So 10. You knew that because Amy had revealed it in the past.
Earlier on,
yeah. So we'll start with the champion. Do you want to roll the 8 dice, please?
Yeah, let's go.
Mr. Flamberge, Monsieur Flamberge.
Monsieur Van Berge. Does not as good as before, but okay. 3 successes, no failures. Oh, 1 explodes.
Did you get more than 1?
Hell yeah, I did.
Oh,
But let's roll that explosion. It's 2. It's fine. But
Oh man, yep. So you he is no longer basically you managed to convince him that you're on the right team here. That you get chatting with him as like things are there's obviously tension in the air with this before the sermon.
you could cut it with a knife.
Yeah, and he wants to, and you've kind of convinced him that maybe this whole bodyguarding champion of the court thing isn't for him.
It's a waste of your talents.
Exactly, you've kind of sparked that thirst for real combat that he's not felt in a lot of years. He doesn't look very old, but you think that might be just the rejuvenation treatments.
You've been
Cool.
This court likes to play games with their servants, I find. They've got a prophet who is hopped up on all sorts of drugs that they can't even tell what's real and what not, and they have you as their personal sword puppet.
Yeah.
But now is not the time for games.
He kind of grumbles a bit. Okay, now Andres, who's doing this? I can't remember. The ornamental prophet.
I guess I will do it.
Okay, I mean only one person put dice in. So.
Oh yeah, then who put a dice into the prophet?
Wasn't me.
Does the prophet have a name?
Andres.
Andorus with an A.
Yeah, then it is me.
Cool. Right, so roll your 8 dice.
Yep.
How did you get?
Give me 1 second.
I do need to know if you got any 1s as well.
I got a single 1 and 2 successes.
2 successes.
No 10s.
So yeah, Andres is kind of being kept out of harm's way in like one of the standard, one of the sort of back areas.
Right.
And you find him, and he's. But why are you back here? You're not supposed to be here.
Juno points at themselves and then points at the prophet, and basically said, you know what, screw it. He puts their hands into a heart.
Yes! I'm into it. I ship this.
And just kind of looks at you, kind of very confused. Just goes, run fast.
Without any second thoughts, Juno just nods and walks away.
Yeah.
Just like, like final look back and then just walks out the door.
Okay, and now it's the dining club. So these are people that they've turned up to see the speech. They're not in the main audience. They're kind of off to the sides in little booths and things, and the perfect chance to do some hobnobbing with the few that are kind of still quite resistant to you. So who's handling that?
Let's see. Well, I was just keeping an eye on them.
Okay, well, it's your dice roll then.
Well, you can just make sure that they don't get into it, like get in your way. You can keep a track of them, yeah.
So that's 8. Did anyone else join, or was it just my 8?
No, this is 18.
I threw some dice in as well.
Ooh.
Nice. 18. Go dice.
I'm thinking because Chris didn't get to roll much this session, he should roll the last one before I
Yeah.
get the one.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many dice was it? Sorry, 18.
Wait, no.
No. Maggie's rolling this one. You're rolling the next one.
Okay.
So that is 1, 2,
Oh, phew.
3,
Yeah, I was about to say.
5, 6, 7, and out of those 7, 4 of them are explosions.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Before I roll again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are 1s. 4 are 1s.
Oh.
Oh.
And how many successes did I say?
You got
also said 4, I
enough.
think. Yeah. But some explode, so go
7.
roll some explosions, I guess.
7 successes,
Ooh.
4 1s. And out of the 7... Wait, how many explosions? That was 4 explosions. 4 explosions. Hold on.
Wow, that was a very edge-heavy roll.
Out of, 3 more successes.
This roll is a total roller coaster ride. Goodness.
So that's 7 successes and 4. Wait, yeah. Oh wait, no, it was 7.
Yeah, 4 ones.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
fine.
that's-
Oh, we've got it.
Yeah.
Right then.
Was it 7 before
So-
I did the explosions?
Yeah, we've got it. We've got it sorted. Don't worry. I've got the numbers down. You sow discord a lot among the dining club. Every time one of them's kind of in a place to get in your way to discover you lot in the back, you skillfully distract them. And finally, you've managed to the ones of you that have dealt with your particular social engagements have you found the vault inside the Cardinal's private quarters, and inside, about the size of a grapefruit, is this thing of filigreed obsidian. It's cold. I mean, like -30 cold.
Hmm.
You take it.
Yeah. Who takes it?
Isn't this what we had? Does it have to be one of us?
I mean, I vote Mother Jesscard. I'm sure her
Yeah.
Vanta Black outfit can absorb some cool stuff.
It just vanishes into a long sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so it is past time for us to be gone, I feel.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
agree.
So on your way out, you spot, you know, the lady that you were you kind of horribly scandalized earlier by accusing you of being a spy.
Mhm.
Yeah, she spots you on the way out and
Ah,
shouts to the
bitch.
guards.
Can I know that Sedna is not really one for fighting, but I think Chris is like, we must settle our differences.
No.
Okay, so yeah, you she's in your way. She's like shouting for the guards. Kind of
Can I just
really
punch her in
also
the
sort of
face?
pardon?
Can I just punch her in the face?
She's got a sword.
I'm punching her in the face, not the sword.
Okay. You rush her, and yeah, the sword is kind of in the way of the face punching.
Oh no! As the sword kind of come round and goes and swings at her, Chris is in there parrying the sword, opening her up for the attack.
And then the punch in the face, and she goes down like a sack of bricks.
We high five.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, I mean, like I like the way that you two were kind of at each other's throats at the beginning of it, and you just teamworked hard.
This is what a narrative arc is, son.
Yep. I know. I like to think of it. Our characters just bicker. They're actually really good at teamwork.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we
I
just
know.
kind of like bitch at each other because it like amuses both of us, but we work together quite well.
So yeah, you slip out through some of the back corridors. We're kind of heading towards the dock,
Mm-hmm.
and you can hear in the dock. There's a load of people from, you know, the sort of inner chamber.
Mm-hmm.
There's Mandaris looking a little bit awkward. And there's Lady Iora, who's yelling back at them. Andres is yelling something about the heart of the void, a blackness to devour the stars, fallen angels, and blades in the night, and all sorts of fun stuff like that, clearly in reference to you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of saying this stuff, and he's walking through. He comes in through the door like they've just got here. They're just arriving in the hangar.
Ooh.
Okay, so now it is time to see if you get away with the Void Mother.
Mm-hmm.
So you were on 35 dice.
Jesus.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
However, so you're on 32 dice.
Mhm.
Okay.
However, Andris's warning and the warning from the Lady in the Inner Sanctum have reduced that dice pool by 10.
25 is still pretty, or 24 is still pretty good.
It's 22.
22,
But
my
then
bad.
Lady Iora kind of sticking up for you, trying to get, try to find her chance to make a break for it, adds you another 3 on. So taking you up to a total of 25.
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm.
So it's it could go completely wrong.
So 25 dice. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's have a see,
Mhm.
Chris.
So we have 2 1s.
2 1s.
and-
I'm not sure what to do with 1s on the last roll. I can't remember if there's a rule for it. I'm going to
Throw them into the void. It doesn't
While
matter.
Chris counts a stupid number of dice.
Throw them into the void, mother. It doesn't matter.
2 1s, 4 10s,
Oh.
4 10s.
hmm
and 4 other non-10 successes.
Ooh, re-roll the 10s.
So we're at 8 successes so far.
Yeah, ooh, you're going to need those 10s.
Let me just put those 4 extra dice in. That gives another 10 and another success.
Ooh.
So it's 10 successes.
And 1 more dice. Oh, which gives a 2.
10 successes is pretty good. I think that's a no. We've hit 15, but that's up there.
So yeah. Bear in mind, I was divided by 7 things, and I had 80 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the average is 12. Guess what? You
What?
get away with the Void Mother.
Yeah.
It's close. It's a hard fight as the rest of the guard turn up surprisingly late. The inner sanctum and with their like concealed rings that have like lasers in them and you know, things like that are giving you a hard time to try to get away. Are you taking anyone with you? Are you taking Lady Iora and are you going to kidnap Andres?
Lady
I mean, yes,
Iora
we're kidnapping Andres.
is given a grateful place on the berth.
Yeah, you kind of like bundle the two of them on as they're arguing with each other.
Yeah, I kiss Mandris on the back of the hand to be like, I will see you again. We will duel another day. And I escape on the ship.
Yeah. So you just grab a rope or something. And why you have those ropes, I have no idea. But we're going to end with a little vignette of you heading your like star skiff into space. We don't have time for doing the whole telling the tale in the bar thing. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you and the audience have enjoyed it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Right.
Yeah.
See you next time for another episode of Roll on the Adventure.
Roll on the
Bye.
adventure. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.